Build and Learn is the series where Lego builds and SolidWorks skills come together. I think I like that one the most. In this episode today, we're just doing one model. And it's here. Here. Hold on. It's here. This one. Okay. Nice and simple part, but a little bit of geometry, a little bit of detail, using a shell feature and some other tricks. 5 features in total. Let's check it out. So these parts are called a slope curved 2x1 with 1 1/3 recessed stone. Okay. Not overly complicated. So nice simple geometry. This is a good one for beginners. Let's go over and start a new component. All right. Now, this part here, this shape, we can see we're going to draw it on the right plane and then extrude it mid plane from there. So right plane, and we have to pick our origin. I'm actually going to put the origin as this corner, because typically like that'll end up as a flat on another part. So I'm just going to draw the general shape, sketch it all in one path. Now for this curve section, the top, when I take my cursor out and I've got a straight line, to get an arc, I can just take it back to that point, and then move it out again, and I will move to an arc automatically. The next line I do after that, though, will be straight once again, so I can continue on with my shape. All right, there we have it. Now, we have some existing geometry that we can use as reference for some of these dimensions. If we use this brick over here, for instance, we can see that this part is 3.2 high, so we expect that to be the same here. And we also expect the width of that section to be 7.9, which is our magic number for one section in Lego, 7.9, at least in our files anyway. We do have one block dot on the top. That dot size is 4.85, and that goes up 1.8 millimeters. So we're going to go, we'll do that in a minute once we get through this next details. Now the rest of it, once again, this dimension here is going to match this width, so we're going to make them equal. Okay, that's going to be 7.9 as well. I'm fairly certain. Let's double check in my calipers. 7.9. Okay. So we've got a few other elements to work out here. First, the depth, getting a measurement of around 6.2 for this section. Now, when we assemble this with our other parts, we might see that might need to be tweaked a small amount. That's fine. Now this point here, I need to make that tangent. The quickest way to do that is to select that point, go to our shortcut menu here and click on Make Tangent, and I'll add that for you. And now we also need to select the depth of that upper section. We get a dimension of around 3.2. And if I fit these parts one on top of the other, I can see that makes sense. Okay, they join quite neatly. So let's go with that. All right, and then extruding to the sides. Once again, magic number 1.2. Now I have a hotkey set up on my keyboard for extrude, which is the letter E. So I hit that, and that goes to my extrude toolbar properties, and then I can select mid plane and put it in my dimension. Okay, excellent. Now let's do our circle on the top. So we're going to do a sketch on this face. So I select the face. I then go to my shortcut menu and click Sketch here for a new sketch. Press the space bar to get my orientation on a top view, and then I'm using a mouse gesture to go to the right to get my circle tool and go out and type in my dimension 4.85. I'm going to click on the origin and the center point of the circle to make them vertical, and right click on the line, this edge here, select midpoint, hold control, select the center point of the circle and make that horizontal. That turns my sketch from underdefined to fully defined, which is black. And now it's ready to extrude up. I'm going to change that to blind and done. All right. Now there's a few more details to go. But before I do any of that, I want to save this part. I'm going to copy the name from this file and save so that we're not going to lose what we've just created. All right. Now there's detail in the bottom of both of these. If we have a look here, that gives us an example. It doesn't show all of the detail. Let's say the bit on the left is fairly close. The bit on the right is missing a shell feature that goes up into the block that's on the top, that circle point. So there's another hole there. So we're going to draw all that in. Now we have, again, previous examples of this, so let's reference those. Our shell feature, and if we look at this as an example, our shell feature is 1.2. The hole feature here is 2.45. Now, if we try to shell on this body of 1.2, we're actually shelling out a lot more material than we need to. This is not what we want to do. And we actually have a solid wall that comes all the way down through this section too, so we don't want to lose that. However, saying that, using the shell feature will remove this curved material, which we do need to do in a separate step. So I'm actually going to use this, but I'm going to select on this bottom face too. All right. It's also removing the material around that circular area. So I'm going to press OK. And the only thing I need to patch up is I just need to fill in this gap here where it's taken all that material out. Now that is a quick fix. I'm going to select this face to a sketch and I'm going to draw a rectangle between those 2 points. Then I'm going to extrude that. And you can see if I can extrude up to this point here, that now creates that solid wall for me. And this entire space is closed off. So that is perfect for us. The last step we're going to add here is a rib, very small rib. Typically these have been 2 or 3 millimeters. This one is no different. It is about 2 millimeters long by 1.1 millimeter wide. So for this feature, we're going to use what is called a thin feature. Now we have to do that because we only have one single line in this sketch. I'm going to make it mid-plane. I'm going to change the thickness to 1.1 and I'm going to set the direction going up to this face here, which means if this face changes anywhere in the feature tree before this feature happens, this feature will move with it. And we are done. That part looks great. So you can save that and take that now into our assembly. We are putting 2 of them in behind another green piece. So let's go back to the assembly. We're going to copy a green one. We'll put that here. So that one's going there. And then the gray ones are going to go over these edges. Now, when I'm trying to insert components now, I'm actually getting quite a few that are open. So I'm going to close some of these because I can always access them through my assembly if I need to make edits or put more of them in. Now I can just see there's one file that I need to bring in and it's right there. So I just added a range of mates. And if we look at the dimensions of this part now, let's do a section view and put our section view through the middle of this one. We can see how it's going for size and position. And we can also see that the rib maybe looks a little bit big. You can see most of these parts, the tolerances are looking really good. The fit's looking really good. This one's definitely got an issue here. This one is a little bit low. So we're going to change that to 6.4. That's now perfect. And the rib here, that was 2. We're going to reduce that 1.6, 1.5. Okay, cool. That looks good. Let's just have a quick look through the rest of our assembly. So all the fit's pretty good, except for this black one here. Now, I think that is another rib feature. Let's edit that part and find out. Yeah, it is a rib feature. So let's reduce that down, 1.5, and now that is much better. Can I make this one 1.5 as well? Yeah, nice. Let's add that component into our model mirror and keep going. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end. Really appreciate that. This has been the LEGO Build and Learn series by Fully Defined. If the next video has been released, it'll be on the top link to your right. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe and leave a comment below with what you'd like to see next. Your feedback is what motivates me to provide more content. See you in the next one.